In this video, I'm gonna be giving you the exact funnel that you can steal right now to effortlessly scale your coaching business to over $50,000 a month in the next 90 days. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Mehdi and I've been in the info space for over 10 years and personally generated over $5 million. And all we talk about on this channel is cracking that first 100K a month or tacking on that next 100K a month. Now, according to the IRS, there is less than 1% of a chance that you will actually hit $1 million a year, let alone a couple $1 million a year. I don't know who the fuck you are. You could be an idiot for all I know. But with that being said, we don't make any income claims on this channel. Let's get into the video. So first and foremost, let's break down the mechanics to actually hitting $50,000 a month. And this is the first step, okay? You need to be able to understand your numbers better than anything else. Now, mostly in the high ticket space, the average ticket price nowadays in 2026 is around 5K. Some people got 10K offers, some people got 3K offers, but we're gonna use 5K for this example. The very first thing that I look at every time I work with a client is I look at their numbers, and it shocks me how many coaches don't financially model the numbers that they wanna hit. They're just randomly aiming and playing at shit, and it's just not the right way to scale, all right? So what you need is, if you want to hit 50K a month and your ticket price on average is about $5,000, then you now need 10 clients in 30 days to be able to attain your goal. And the very first thing I ask clients when they come to me, when they're stuck sub 50K a month, is I ask them, well, currently you only really need a client every 3 days. Does your current model consistently acquire one client every 3 days? And 95% of the time, they mostly say no. And that tells me everything I need to know about their business. So this is the first thing you need to know. You are one client every 3 days away from hitting your goal to achieve $50,000 a month. The only reason you're not there is because you don't know how to get a client every 3 days. So what is the next thing you need to know? Well, once you know, all right, well, I need a client every three days, the next thing that you have to know is who those people are. And I'll give you a perfect example. I can give you a bar of gold worth $50,000 right now. And that could be the most priceless, pure bar of gold that you get into your hands. If you don't have the right person that's going to pay you 50 G's for that bar of gold, is it ever going to sell? No, it's dead weight. And it's kind of like your offers. Your offers are gold. You are an expert within your niche. You know you can deliver a transformation to your clients, but you're holding dead weight. So the first thing that you have to be ultra clear on is who you're going to sell that offer to. And this is where I see the second biggest mistake being made. Most people are targeting a needs-convinced demographic versus an in-market demographic that's actively searching for your stuff. So one of the things that we help our clients do is we do an in-depth, forensic level research on their ideal clients. Now, when I say that, I mean it's in-depth, right? We scrape Quora, digest, Reddit, subreddits, YouTube videos in their niche, transcripts of those YouTube videos, 90 plus search for terms. And this is crucial because if your ICP doc, meaning the document that you have on your ideal client profile, doesn't contain this, then you're never going to be able to speak the language of your buyers. And if you can't speak the language of your buyers, you're never going to attract them. So I want to give you a very clear example on what this mistake is and how to most importantly avoid it. So number one, most people are speaking to a needs-convinced market. For example, if you are selling real estate, you could create an ad or create a marketing message that says something along the lines of, hey man, have you ever considered buying a house? Have you ever considered investing into real estate? And that is targeting a needs-convinced market. And the issue with that is because this audience needs convincing, the likelihood that they're going to convert within a 3-day time frame is very unlikely. And that goes against your goal of being able to consistently generate 50K a month. Now, what you want is you want an in-market demographic, okay? And here's a subtle change in the messaging that makes all the difference in the world. An in-market demographic, you target them by saying a message like this. Hey, if you've been in the market considering a real estate investment, but you're just unsure about the perfect area that's going to get you the best returns year on year, you understand? You see the difference? One of them is, have you ever thought about investing into real estate? Now, let me apply this to a few different niches. If we go with the Airbnb coaching niche, hey, have you ever thought about starting an Airbnb business? Or, hey, if you've been looking into starting an Airbnb business, but you're confused because there's so much information out there and someone's telling you this, you see the difference, right? One targets a needs-convinced market that needs more time to make a decision. And the reason that most people aren't hitting $50,000 a month consistently is because they're targeting the wrong demographic. They're essentially setting themselves up by targeting a demographic that's going to take a fuckload of time to convert versus a demographic that's literally searching up how they can get started right now, okay? So once you know, okay, well, I need to get a client every 3 days to predictably hit my goal. Once you know, okay, I need to target an in-market demographic, someone that's actively searching for my service, what's the next thing you have to know? Now, most people in this scenario would say, well, I need to get traffic, and that's where you're wrong. Going out there and trying to get traffic first is like trying to put fuel in a car's engine that isn't even built yet, right? So what you want to do, the engine of that car in this situation, is your conversion machine. And this is where most people completely screw it up, right? I see so many business owners, going out there, they throw together what they believe is a good VSL, okay? Now, if you haven't watched my video on creating a killer VSL, go watch that video. It's an absolute banger of a video. It'll teach you how to script a killer VSL that's actually going to convert. So most people will go out there and they'll script what they think is a good VSL, and that's completely fucking wrong. You should be transcribing all of your best sales calls, all of your worst sales calls to extract the biggest pain points of your audience, and then referencing that ideal client profile doc that if you don't have already in your business, you are already losing clients, okay? To be able to create the perfect VSL. Now, in the context, most people will be like, all right, let me just go get a bunch of traffic. Let me post some content, let me run some ads, let me send these people to a sales video. And then they wonder why they get no conversions, right? It's because we are currently in a trust recession, right? This is the point where we're at the lowest point of person-to-person trust in the history of history. And what you guys are essentially doing is you're going out in public, meeting a random stranger, whether it's a guy or whether it's a girl, you're getting down on one knee and you're proposing right away. And that is the wrong way to approach it. And that's why you end up with no clients, or I need to think about it, or can I circle back, or can I look at 10 other options before I make a decision, right? You guys are asking for the marriage proposal before you guys have gone on a few dates. Now, I understand that we have a very small window to convert clients. So what can you do to build a killer conversion process that's going to speed up your sales cycle and help you hit your goal predictably, consistently, month in, month out? Well, this is one of the things that I do for my clients, right? And by the way, if you want to learn more about how we can work together, there's a link below. You can check out my calendar, book a call with me, and I'd love to break apart your business and give you a banger strategy. But with that being said, the way that I look at social media is I look at social media as one massive conveyor belt. And I promise you, this is about to change the way that you look at your coaching business and getting clients forever. So I look at social media as a massive conveyor belt. And the way I see it is your dream clients are on that conveyor belt every single day. They are clicking, they are purchasing, they are buying. The second that you are sitting here watching this video right now, your dream client went out there and made a purchase with someone else and punched in their credit card. The biggest question that you want to ask yourself is, why aren't they buying from you? The answer to that question is because you're missing 3 essential machines on your conveyor belt. The first machine takes strangers and turns them into followers. The second machine takes those new followers and converts them into low ticket buyers. And the third and final machine takes those low ticket buyers and converts them into high ticket buyers. And the reason why this is so important, right? And again, don't take this from me. Go look at any successful business and brand out there today. We look at Apple as an example, right? Apple have several ad campaigns that get you to know about their brand. Now, fair enough, Apple have been around for a very long time, but yet again, you will see random ads of them doing placements of their iPhones in movies to make sure that that brand is on the forefront of your mind. That takes you from being a stranger, someone that didn't yet know what Apple was. I mean, the whole world knows what Apple is because they've done a very good job at this, clearly, and turns them into people that now know them, right? The second thing that they do is they convert you into a low ticket client first, right? So not many people know this, but the year that Apple launched the AirPods, there was a 37% increase in the amount of Samsung users that switched over to iPhone. Here's why, right? All Apple did is they launched a low ticket offer. And when Samsung users saw these clean new AirPods come out that people were using, they were trending, they were all over social media. People were literally flexing the fact that they got a pair of AirPods for Christmas, their birthday, and whatever other celebrations that they experienced, all right? And as a result, these Samsung users started picking these up, the low ticket offer. And they realized that their phone wasn't as compatible with the AirPods as maybe the Samsung AirPods, right? And as a result, what ended up happening is they experienced problems with their current approach, okay? The way all of marketing works. And as a result, they thought to themselves, well, you know what? Let me just upgrade to the iPhone, right? Now, the reason behind this, and this is so psychologically smart that you have to understand this, and if you can apply this to your business, you'll never run out of clients ever again. The minute you sell someone a low ticket, something that's genuinely incredibly good, Now, purchasing your high ticket product no longer feels like a sale, okay? The reason most people's VSL funnels don't work is because your high ticket product just feels like a sales pitch. The minute somebody purchases a low ticket offer from you, your high ticket offer now feels like an upgrade. You see the difference? Just by placing a low ticket offer in the middle, you are now changing the way that your prospects view your offer, right? And if you can successfully crack that, you will never run out of clients ever again. So the first machine that you want to typically be running, okay, is a set of new follower ads to your profile, all right? So essentially, you can go into Ads Manager, pick 7 to 10 of your best performing pieces of organic content, and just use those and turn them into new follower ads where you get profile visits coming into your profile every single day. And as a result, so what I do, one of the things that I do is I take some of my best performing YouTube videos. I don't care if they're 10 minutes, 20 minutes long, I go out there and post them as new profile visit videos. That way, I'm building more watch time and trust. And people that are interested see the first set of videos and turn into followers on Instagram. Now, bear in mind, I only have 800 Instagram followers. My main IG account got disabled, yet we are cleaning up very consistently from this new IG account. Okay. Number two, what you want to be able to do is now you want to be able to transform those new followers into low ticket clients. Okay. And the reason why behind it is, let me give you an example. If you were to sit at home and watch a movie at home, okay, it's a free movie, doesn't cost you anything. The second the trailers come on, what do? You get up, you walk around, you go grab some snacks, you scroll on your phone. You have no obligation to watch those trailers because you didn't pay any money for it. Right? And your audience thinks of your free content in the same way. Now, lo and behold, you add a price point in the middle, all of a sudden they're going to watch. Let me give you another example. When you pay for a movie ticket, you could pay 20, you could pay 30 bucks for a movie ticket. Guess what? The second that you sit there and actually watch that movie, right? Do you ever walk out the cinema because the trailers start playing? Absolutely not. You sit there, you watch them, you enjoy your popcorn. Why? Because you paid for the movie. Right? And it's the same concept with your ideal clients, right? If you were to create, and this is one of the things that I help my clients build out, is we create a series of 7 high quality, low ticket videos that their audience can now consume. And typically, these videos aren't designed to give away all their course material. They're designed to teach the what and not the how, okay? And I'll give you a perfect example. One of my clients recently, he pretty much has an Amazon FBA offer. And I told him, I was like, dude, look, you're going to create a video and you're going to explain everything in this video that they need to know, but not how to execute it. And give you a perfect example. I was like, you're going to explain to them, here's what a winning product looks like. Here's what a losing product looks like, right? Here's the perfect team setup structure for an Amazon FBA business. You want to hire a VA. You want to be able to pay them X amount of money every single month and not overpay to X amount where it cuts into your profit margins. These are the roles that you want to give them. These are the first 5 products that you want to use. This is how much margins you want to have. So you explain to them the overall structure of the business and how to master that thing in a very short window of time. You want to make an irresistible, attractive offer. We called it Master Amazon FBA in 60 minutes. Okay? And as a result, it was 60 minutes, 6 10-minute videos plus an intro video, pretty much explaining the what, right? And what he realized is what was happening is people were pretty much going out there, building more watch time, okay? Because there are 2 things that build a high level of trust enough to get somebody to convert as a high ticket client with you. The first thing is trust. Second thing is exposure, right? Google did a recent study where it takes 7 to 9 interactions with somebody to get them to convert. And what you're essentially doing is you're creating a nurturing machine that's shilling out those 7 to 9 interactions. You're also increasing watch time and people are going to stay and watch because they've now paid you money. And as a result, what you can now do is upgrade them to your high ticket. One of the best practices that we've personally used in this scenario is going out there and the minute somebody purchases the low ticket offer, we have an immediate confirmation page. And rather than doing what most people do, which is traditional VSLs to book a call where people may show up, they may not, right? Because the biggest issues that most people have with call funnels is crappy show-up rates, right? Or they get really low intent, low qualified leads. When you do it like this, using the conveyor belt system that I've just broken down to you, what tends to happen is the only people that book on your calendar are people that have already spent money with you. They already identify as your buyers. How much more likely do you think those guys are to upgrade to your high ticket products or services? A lot more likely, right? So in the end of the day, once somebody spends that 27 bucks, we typically have a confirmation page which positions your sales call as an onboarding call, right? Now, best practice is, you want to be ethical. You want to give people a shitload of value for attending those calls because your reputation depends on it. However, right, now that you have those people booking in, the likelihood that they're going to show up is much higher because, again, they paid for this. This onboarding call was a part of your package, and you now have permission to sell to your existing clients, making you insanely more profitable. And I want to give you a final example to break this down. So if you've done this correctly by this point, okay, let me regurgitate. So essentially, to be able to get to 50K a month, you need one client every 3 days, okay? You want to target an in-market demographic. And not just that, you want to avoid using traditional call funnels, especially if you're not experienced or don't understand the ins and outs of your audience, right? And you want to build 3 machines on the social media conveyor belt. One to take strangers, turn them into new followers into low-ticket clients into high-ticket clients, right? And once you've done this successfully and predictably, here's what this looks like, right? You could spend as little as $1,000 on ads, okay? Let's say worst case scenario. Ideally, best practice is you want to spend $100 a day. But let's just go with worst case scenarios for today. All right, so to put this all together, let's say you do the bare minimum and you spend $3,000 on paid ads, okay? And you get 100 low ticket purchases. Now, everybody spends, let's say, $27 with you, okay? Now, typically what we've seen about 55% to 60% of the people that purchase our low ticket products that actually go ahead and booking an onboarding call, right? And the reason the booking rate is so high is because the way that we frame and position the onboarding calls, i.e. the sales calls, right? So in the end of the day, let's say, mid-ticket, you have about 50% of those people that actually booking calls, all right? Typically, we also have extremely, extremely high show rates, over 80%. So in this example, that's about 40%, 40 people that actually showed up. Out of those 40 people, let's say you suck, okay? Let's say in this instant you suck and you only can close 30% of them. Usually your close rate is going to be much higher. We average around 45%, especially on existing low ticket buyers, because again, you're getting hyper qualified people. So in this instance, you're going to approximately have 12 people that purchase from you, all right? So let's say 12 clients now purchase, they spend about $5,000 each. You are now generating $60,000 from your low ticket funnel. And most people overcomplicate this and overlook how simple it really is to effectively and efficiently scale your coaching business through using a low ticket funnel. I've tested call funnels, I've tested webinar funnels, I've tested DM funnels, profile funnels, and I can tell you hands down, this is the exact funnel that you want to steal if you want to predictably scale beyond $50,000 months and crush it with your business. And by the way, if you want help setting up this funnel inside of your business, click the link below, book a call. Alternatively, you can purchase my turn content into clients or message me on Instagram, and I'd love to help you set this up. So final point that I want to break down is this. Now, remember, we're just using rough averages here. Now, your average order value may as well be $2,000. Let's say most people don't pay in full because, again, in most scenarios, they're not all going to pay in full. So if we want to be hyper realistic here, even 12 people that pay you average order value of $2,000 each, guess what? You're still making $24,000 a month, right? And if you spend $3,000 on ads to make $24,000, that is not fucking bad. If you have appointment setters and closers, you are still wildly profitable on your campaigns. So stop running funnels in the old way that most people are doing them. Stop making these mistakes and apply this video. And if you found this video helpful, smash that subscribe button. But remember, none of this is going to be possible unless you have a killer VSL for your low ticket offer. And if you want to learn the best way to script a killer VSL that's going to help you land so many more high ticket clients, I've already recorded a video on it over here. Click that video.